Get away from that donor table before I have security drag you out, Camille Ashford said. The music inside Harbourcrest Yacht Club died. Dr. Nia Carver stood beneath the chandeliers in an emerald gown, long black hair over one shoulder, calm and unbroken. At 29, she was one of Boston's finest heart surgeons. Nia said, "I'm where I belong." Camille laughed. "This is a $50,000 donor table, sweetheart, not a place for someone begging for champagne." A tall black man in a midnight suit stepped beside Nia. Malcolm Carver said nothing, but his silence felt prepared. Camille snapped at security. "Frank, remove her." Then the entrance doors opened. Nia's husband, Reed Ashford, walked in with a blonde woman on his arm. The ballroom stopped breathing. Camille had no idea Nia owned the empire keeping her family powerful. 5 hours earlier, Nia had finished a 14-hour heart surgery at St. Anne's Heart Institute. One child had survived. One family had been spared grief. Then Reed's message arrived. "Don't come tonight. My family won't understand." For 2 years, Reed had hidden their marriage behind gentle excuses. Protection should not feel like a locked door. They married quietly in Providence. Reed promised, "Soon everyone will know." Soon became silence. Silence became shame. Last month, Nia found messages from Sloane Mercer. Dinners, hotel rooms, and hearts that once belonged only to her. That afternoon, she called Malcolm. "I'm going to the gala," she said. Malcolm answered, "Good. I've been waiting for you to choose yourself." At 6, Nia wore the emerald gown Reed once called too much for their secret wedding. When Malcolm's Bentley arrived, he smiled. "They will regret underestimating you," Malcolm said. Nia said no, they will regret revealing themselves. Harbourcrest sat on the Newport waterfront like a palace of old money. Camille greeted Malcolm with a cold smile. "Mr. Carver, what an honor." Malcolm nodded. "Camille, this is my sister, Dr. Nia Carver." The smile froze. Camille knew Nia as the woman the Ashfords never mentioned. "How unexpected," Camille said. Nia replied, "I thought family events were for family." Camille stepped closer. "Some families require discretion." Nia held her gaze, "And some require courage." Camille pointed away from the donor table. "General seating is in the back." Malcolm's voice dropped. "Nia is my guest, she sits with me." Camille smiled. "This club has standards, not everyone fits." Then Reed walked in with Sloane Mercer on his arm. Sloane asked Reed, "Who is she?" Camille seized the moment. "Oh, Reed, perfect timing. Your wife decided to appear." Sloane's hand slipped from his arm. "Your wife." Phones began rising. Nia gave Reed time to become brave. Reed swallowed. "Nia, this is not the time." That was all. No defense, no pride. Nia nodded once. 2 years, and that is still all you have. Sloane stared at Reed. "You told me you were divorced." Reed whispered, "It was complicated." Nia said, "No, marriage is not complicated, lying is." Camille turned to security. "Frank, escort her out." Frank Bell moved slowly. Malcolm stepped forward. "Touch my sister and you'll explain this night in court." Frank stopped. Tech founder Tessa Nguyen lifted her phone. "I'm live streaming," Tessa said. "Everyone can hear you." Camille turned pale, then lifted her chin. "Good, let them hear private clubs have rules." If you have listened to the story till now, Soul Stories Untold team, thank you from the heart. Just one request, subscribe to our channel for more dramatic and emotional content in the future from us. Let's start again. Lillian Ashford entered and saw Reed with Sloane, Nia alone, and Camille pointing toward the door. Lillian's voice was cold. "Reed, is this your wife?" Reed looked down. "Yes." Lillian turned to Camille. "And you are throwing your brother's wife out." Camille snapped, "I am protecting this family." Lillian looked at Nia properly. "I owe you an apology," Lillian said. Nia answered, "You owe me more than words." The room went quiet. Camille's face hardened. She does not belong here. Everyone knows it. Nia stepped closer. Why? Camille blinked. Nia asked again, "What rule did I break?" Camille's voice rose. "You don't understand this world." "I'm a cardiac surgeon," Nia said. "I understand pressure, so what don't I understand?" A few guests looked away. That silence gave Camille courage. "You don't fit our culture," she said. Nia asked, "Do you mean I don't fit because I'm black?" Camille flushed. "How dare you make this about race?" Tessa cut in. 22,000 people are watching. Camille turned toward the phone. "Delete it." "It's live," Tessa said. Camille grabbed Nia's arm and tried to pull her toward the exit. Nia did not resist. She let the cameras see. Malcolm moved, but Nia lifted one hand. Camille hissed, "You people force yourselves where you are not wanted." The ballroom went still. Nia looked at her. "Say what you mean." Camille's voice cracked open. "Fine, you don't belong here because you're black. Half this room knows I'm right." Silence swallowed the music. Then Malcolm smiled. "Thank you, Camille. That was all we needed." He lifted his phone. A woman's voice came through. "Mr. Carver, we recorded everything. 12 witnesses are on the call." Camille stepped back. "What is this?" Malcolm walked to the center. "Now I introduce my sister correctly." He looked at the room. Dr. Nia Carver, 29 years old, one of the youngest cardiac surgeons in New England. Whispers moved fast. "She is also my business partner," he said. The gala screen changed. Carver Medical Group. Valuation $4.2 billion. Nia Carver ownership 37%. Reed stared at the screen. Malcolm said, "My sister is worth more than every donor table here." Sloan looked at Reed. "You hit a billionaire surgeon because she was black." Nia looked at her husband. "I never told you because I wanted to know if you loved me when you thought I was only myself." Reed reached for her. "Nia, I didn't know." She stepped back. "That is the problem. If you had known I was rich, you would have protected me. When I was just your wife, you let them bury me." Malcolm turned. "Carver funds Harbor Crest's clinic, Ashford Legal Group, and your civic foundation." He paused. "All contracts end tonight." Phones buzzed. Tessa's livestream had exploded. Attorney General Marisol King arrived. "Mrs. Ashford, we will investigate assault and civil rights violations." Camille whispered, "I want a lawyer." Marisol said, "That is the smartest thing you said tonight." Reed tried one last time. "Nia, please, we can fix this." Nia looked at the man she had loved enough to shrink for. "No, you had 2 years to stand beside me. Tonight you chose the room." Sloan walked away from him. Lillian removed her pearls and held them like they were suddenly too heavy. "I helped create this," Lillian said. Nia answered, "Then help dismantle it." 3 weeks later, investigators exposed what Harbor Crest had buried for years. Qualified families of color had been rejected under culture-fit excuses. Former staff testified, emails surfaced. Protect the atmosphere, preserve tradition. The country called it the Harbor Crest scandal. Reed lost his job for hiding his marriage to the co-owner of his firm's largest client. The divorce came before winter. Camille was convicted months later and lost everything. Harbor Crest lost donors, then accepted families it had rejected. 1 year later, Nia stood in Carver Medical Group beside Malcolm. In front of her sat 50 future doctors on full scholarships. Nia remembered every closed door. She said, "Never let anyone make you prove your humanity." Her voice remained steady. The room rose in applause. Later that evening, Nia returned to Harbor Crest. No one stopped her at the entrance. Lillian waited on the terrace, changed. "The board is different," Lillian said. I am different. Nia looked out at the water. Different is a beginning. Lillian lowered her eyes. I should have welcomed you. Nia said, yes, you should have. There was no hug, no easy forgiveness, only truth. Nia walked through the same ballroom where Camille had tried to drag her out. The chandeliers still glittered, but the silence was gone. She stood near the donor table and placed one hand on the back of the chair. The same place they said she did not belong. Then she smiled, because she had always belonged. They had spent 2 years hiding her. But the night they tried to throw her out, they finally showed the world exactly where she stood. If you had been in that ballroom, would you have stayed silent, recorded the truth, or stood beside Nia? Comment your answer, and subscribe for more stories where justice finally speaks.